is a bright, beautiful, overcast day here in the city of Long Beach. So for my 28th birthday, I fulfilled a childhood dream of mine of renting a supercar for the weekend. And I'm going to put together a video that reviews the specs and just reviews the overall goods and bads of this supercar. And stay tuned. Let's get into the video. This is a 2019 McLaren 570S. The first thing you're going to notice are the beautiful lines. This car, it's like driving a piece of art. Just when you drive down the street, people actually think that this is a Lamborghini. And I've even gotten a comment about if this was a McLaren P1, which is about, correct me if I'm wrong, close to $2 million. But there's only a certain amount of those made. This is only the basic model of the McLarens. We'll start by showing you the interior. So the interior of this car is actually pretty nice. You have Alcantara just about everywhere. It's Alcantara and carbon fiber, even on the steering wheel. See, this is, in exotic cars, you will notice that the steering wheel is like a suede Alcantara. It's actually called Alcantara, dripping with carbon fiber. Pretty sure this is real. I've seen a lot of carbon fiber that's fake, but knowing McLaren and the price that people pay for these cars, it's most likely real. You have the carbon fiber paddle shifters and the Alcantara wrapped steering wheel. The thing I have to talk about with the Alcantara wrapped steering wheel is when you drive it for a while, you'll actually see it gets so gummed up with just your hand oils and your sweat and whatnot. So these cars are actually meant, you have to really be able to drive these cars with gloves that, you know, obviously McLaren provides. But since this is a rental, most people don't wear gloves. It's not really realistic. But the interior is an absolute stunning material. It's made from, you know, just leather. The interior of this car is just dripping in luxury. You have that Alcantara seat, you have the Alcantara doors, You have the Bowers and Wilkins sound system. The Bowers and Wilkins sound system is supposed to be top of the line in just about every sort of application, home studio, and obviously vehicles. But I'll tell you, if I've been in many coupes, and the sound systems in all coupes are just really bad. And this is no exception. This is only a 2-seater car. You have the tweeters, you have the mid and the subwoofers in the back, but there's also your low range at the bottom. Something I love about this car is how low to the ground it is. And the benefit of having something so low to the ground is it just sticks to any sort of pavement that you're on. You know, this car is made to go over 100 miles an hour. And that is something to say. It is a piece of art, and it's a piece of technology. So the McLaren 570S is equipped with air suspension, where it is a real help getting in and out of driveways. All you do is have to just raise and lower the suspension, and that will take it about 4 or 5 inches up off the, maybe not that much, maybe like 3 or 4 inches up off the ground to keep you from scraping when entering any sort of driveway. That is a nice feature that comes standard. I know on the Lamborghini Huracan you have to pay a little bit extra to get that option, but for any supercar owner, that is well worth it. I just feel bad for the person behind you. You just gotta say, hey, excuse me, I gotta lift my car real quick. An aspect of this car that I absolutely love are the aka Lamborghini doors, or the scissor doors, or however you want to call it, gullwing doors, but it gives the car a premium look. And when you go into a parking lot, you look kind of like very showboaty, but I don't think that's a problem. Okay, now don't mind the school bus. That's not mine. It's some other company's, but now that I have the McLaren in the driveway, I can now formally piss off my neighbors this beautiful Sunday morning at about 9 a.m. This morning we're gonna go and get something to eat. So this is a success. We finally got something at Jack in the Box, coming in clutch over here. I just got a cheeseburger. Not really that hungry, but I just wanted to take the car out. All right. Now that I've finally had some food, I can think. Let's head home and turn this baby in. So another little quirky aspect of this car is the gear selector. The gear selectors are actually push button. You have your reverse, neutral, and drive. There's no park. You may have noticed, but in order to get out of park, you have to just hit the parking brake, and then therefore it's forever in neutral. So I want to talk about the negative aspects of this vehicle, and that's not because I'm a negative Nancy or any of that, but it's because for a $200,000 car, I think you should know what you're getting into before purchasing these vehicles. This is the only exotic I've ever really sat in that I was allowed to sit in, and let alone drive. But so this is kind of what I have to, pool my knowledge from. But I've also sat in many other luxury cars, many BMW 750s. I have a Tesla P85. I have an older car, so I know my way around cars. All right, let's just start out. The first thing I'd like to start out with is the GUI, which is the graphics user interface. This user interface, or this tablet, it's how can I explain it? It's a piece of ancient technology. And this technology, the reason why I say that is, remember those days in like 2011, 2012 when everybody was making tablets? Just trying to compete with the iPad. Yeah, this looks like it's just one of those basic Android tablets that's just, mounted in carbon fiber. And, it does its purpose. It plays music, it has the air conditioning and everything. But let me load this up for you just to show you what's going on. So this is the graphics user interface, the AKA tablet, or the main navigation touchscreen radio. This thing, it looks like it's out of like 2002. It's black and white with very little color, and this is about as basic as it gets. I understand that this is a supercar, and you kind of want to keep your eyes on the road, but I think for $200,000 they could do a little bit better with the touchscreen radio or the navigation. I mean, it does have navigation, but this is very subpar. So another complaint about this car is that it doesn't have a glove box. I don't know how many of you guys use your glove box and you know it, but I use my glove box all the time. I carry a flashlight in there. If anything was to break, I can look at it. I carry my insurance documents and my registration, but in this car, there's no glove box. You only have these small side compartments, and that could actually be pretty dangerous if you're reaching in here. Police don't know what you're reaching for, so that could actually potentially cause a problem. But same thing with the glove box. So another complaint is actually the sound system, believe it or not. The car isn't loud in the interior, only when the roof is down and when the windows are down. But, assuming when everything is up, the sound should reverberate, and, you should be able to listen to those high keys and the high tones and whatever you're listening to. But this is a premium sound system, Bowers & Wilkins. They're pretty top of the line. But, this isn't a change. I've had a couple coupes in my life, and all the sound systems in coupes suck. So this isn't a change. If you're buying this for the sound system, you're buying the wrong thing. You can get a much better sound system in a Ford Explorer. Other than that, it throws off great sound if you're not into sound. That's all I have to say. The last and final complaint I have on this vehicle is the rooftop mechanism. This is a convertible, kinda. The roof goes back, but this car has about 11,000 miles on it, and it's already getting an error when as soon as you put it back. It says that, hey, the roof isn't put all the way in its storage compartment. You got to redo it. It looks like that the automated roof mechanism that makes the roof tuck secretly away behind your head, is faulty. But that could be because this is a rental. I would think for a $200,000 car, you would have the peace of mind for it to just go back without a problem, but no. Engine revs for Jesus. On this very special Sunday.